Hey folks, this is the American Legion, Michael Miller, and well, I just got done watching the reboot first film of the new Resident Evil series, which is based on the video games. Of course, the title of the film is called Resident Evil Raccoon City. Um, I will probably one of few people here on YouTube or the podcast world or whatever actually give it a decent, good review. I actually enjoyed watching this film today. I know a lot of people were like, "Ugh." I have to admire the fact that they decided to reboot the series and people were into the video game. Now I didn't get a chance to play the video games growing up in the late '90s. Unfortunately, because I didn't have a PlayStation at that point or Super Nintendo system or 64, whatever. Um, but I watched the first series of the movies that began in 2002 and ended in 2016, and I thought they were good. But I obviously there were fans of the video games, and of course my favorite director George Romero was supposed to work on the Resident Evil movie that ended up coming out in 2002, starting that franchise. But overall, I think the new one, Resident Evil Raccoon City, did a pretty good job of being its own thing and being more based on the video games. I know some people were like, the characters, da da da. I got a kick out of it maybe because of the fact that I grew up in the late '90s and some of the references were kind of cheesy, but I got them. And then some things I saw them do because the story takes place in 1998. I was like, even though it wasn't too long ago for me, the fact that technology has advanced so much since 1998, I forgot. Like, oh my god, I forgot people were still doing this at that time, like having VCRs or just starting chat rooms were starting to become popular and all that stuff. But the action was pretty good. I mean, you probably could say the worst thing maybe was the fact that they didn't have time to really get into development of characters or the villains or monsters to a certain degree. But I think they're probably gonna save that probably for the sequel coming up because more like there is gonna be a sequel. Spoiler alert if you watch the end credits. But overall, I think Resident Evil Raccoon City was a pretty good film. It might not be the favorite of Resident Evil fans, or they might be a little disappointed, but overall, I think it was a pretty good film and good start to a rebranding of the franchise. And hopefully, they go their own direction and not try to outdo the previous Resident Evil films. So, that's my little short review on Resident Evil Raccoon City. Just came out this week in theaters. And this is the American Lynch Michael Miller signing off. And hopefully, I will be seeing you guys soon enough back in the vlog world and podcast world.